I like to be productive with my mornings. Accomplishing something within the first few minutes of waking sets me up for a good day. So, what better way to start than stretching? Sounds great, right? But here's my problem. Given the right gear, I could very easily go back to sleep. So, static stretching, or stretching where we're holding the position for long periods of time, absolutely has a time and a place. For me, the time is not in the morning. So I've come to the conclusion that in order for this productivity habit to stick, I'm going to have to spice it up. Then that one, gets the body temperature up. Two, gets my joints moving throughout a near full range of motion. And three, something efficient, something I can do that doesn't take too much time in the morning, but kind of just wakes me up and gets my day started. So here are 10 different strategies you can use to make things a little more dynamic. Lunges are a great way to get the quads and glutes firing while providing a little bit of a stretch to the hip flexors. Here's one we can combine two exercises in one. Start out hands a little bit overhead but in front of you. We're gonna drop back into another prayer stretch. When you come forward, we're gonna do a little bit of a cat-cow. And then drop it back for the prayer stretch. Shoot it forward. Trying to get the spine moving, flexing, extending, all the above. So maybe you're more of a side-to-side person. Try some lateral lunges to open up the adductors and still get the quads and glutes to fire. Pro tip, slippery floors turn this into a split. And don't forget about the upper body. If you're waiting for coffee and have a counter, throw your hands up there and we can do an elevated prayer stretch just by having thumbs up and basically hinging at the hips and just letting your head fall in between your arms. Core is nice and engaged. While you're here, you should be taking deep breaths. And to add movement to it, we're gonna just hold it, kind of come up and come back down. You can also do this on your hands and knees if you have a bench or your surface is just a little bit lower. Okay, let's say you want to skip right to the best, world's greatest stretch. Tons of variations, experiment with some, do what you like, find out what gives you the best stretch, but we're gonna go deep lunge here. And back is nice and straight, both arms on the inside of that up leg. And there's a couple things we can do here. If you like this stretch here, you can just hang out on it. We're just gonna pulse forward, tuck the chest a little bit and come out of it. And we're just gonna add some motion with that. Pulse forward, float down. A very common variation is adding some thoracic rotation. So that would be just twisting this top hand towards the ceiling. Eyes follow hand, and we'll come back. Come back. We'll do that on both sides. And another one that people really like is just pressing the inside of your knee to go outside. Just gives you a little bit different of a stretch on those inner hip muscles. So what I like to do is kind of use a combination of all three. Get into the deep lunge, pulse in and out of the lunge a little bit, add some rotations, and then finish with just some pushing that knee to the outside. Another good one, get the glutes firing, get the hip flexors stretched. It's just the bridge. Little hold, really squeeze here, core is tight. You should feel that in the hip flexors and quads, and down. Up, and down. If you want to get upper extremity more involved, you just do like a tabletop bridge. I do a modified version where I'm arms back, fingers pointing backwards, until I feel a little bit of that stretch in the front of my shoulder, and then I just add a little bridge. So I'm not going all the way up to tabletop. You certainly can if you can get there, but this is enough stretch for me. Play around with how far back your hands are to see how much stretch you really want to get. Another great option is the couch stretch. And to do this one, we're just gonna pop our foot up on the couch. The leg that's down is still working quad and glutes. We're getting those muscles fired up. The leg that's up, we're stretching hip flexor and quad. So we're just dropping almost, just like a split squat, we're just dropping straight down. Feel that good stretch. And then we're gonna push up, driving through that left foot, like so. Come down, core's tight. A little bit of a forward lean is okay. You're just gonna work on increasing that quad activation and up. Don't have to do a lot. We're not maxing out here, but just getting muscles fired up. Sometimes you just gotta keep it simple. Maybe do a weighted squat with a little hold. A little bit of a shift. Back to the middle, come back up. Hold. A little bit of a shift. Come back up. Hold. A little bit of a shift. Come back up. And when all else fails, big glass of water down the hatch.